Good morning, family. Welcome back to a very realistic 1 week of school lunchbox with breakfast as well. So today we're going to start off with the breakfast for the girls, and one of them decided to have these choco balls and one of them has the choco rice. They taste very similar. They are both chocolate, but they just have the option of having these. So why not? So I did do warm their milk just a little bit, not too much, so that way I don't have to mix the milk, the hot and cold. So I just put in the microwave for about a minute, and then I put it into their cereal. I'll only put in their cereal only if they are already waiting for their breakfast, which here I was really just putting it on the tray. They were already waiting to sit down and eat their breakfast, so they were just there waiting. And this day I was on point because I did wake up on time and I made these delicious pancakes as well. So I did make them in the morning, can you believe it? And that's because I also did give some for my Lord for his lunchbox as well. Well, I call it lunchbox, but he says it's breakfast. But anyway, I did put some of these for the girls, just 3 of them. They were kind of large pancakes. They were not very small. So they do love pancakes. I wasn't sure if they're going to eat everything, but I just said, you know what? Let me put everything there. If they eat, they eat. If they don't, they don't. And then I also did fry some chicken paloni. I told you this morning I was on point and I just made sure that I do everything before they wake up. So by the time they get up and when they sit down on the table, I already had everything done. So it was just to put it on the tray. Then after putting the chicken paloni, I also did put this syrup as well, so they can put on their pancake if they like. If not, not. And I also put this yogurt as well. It's just because the girls love yogurt. And also we were kind of like getting into a time of the week that we're going to do our weekly shopping. So I had to get rid of some yogurts in the fridge before they expire. So I also did put for the girls some yogurts, which you're gonna see these yogurts is one of their favorites. Sometimes I do use them for their lunchbox. I'm sure if you are familiar with my videos, you must have seen them before. And I put them for breakfast, and that was the breakfast ready for the girls.
Think about it. There was a time in America where in the
Yeah, Ada.
DSM, that's the book, had diagnostics, mental issues. At one point in America, homosexuality.
One thing about the kids is that if you make what they like, they will praise you. My daughter was singing and dancing while coming to take her breakfast. Anyway, let's get to the school lunchbox. So I have these 2 thermos. I got them from Amazon. Everything I am using, I will put it on the description below. Just so you can click on the link and go and get yourself one. So you're gonna put water on these thermos too, and then for just maybe for about 5 to 10 minutes, and just get rid of the water and wipe them and put your food. That just activate them to make sure that the food stay hot until it is time for the kids to eat their food. Well, for the girls, as you can see, I have them open. Some people ask me, why do you leave it open if you want it to be very hot? Not really. I don't want it to be very hot as much as I want it to remain hot, but I don't want it to be very hot because when it's too hot, it's hard for the girls to open it. So you don't want it to be too hot, extremely hot. You want it to be just be okay. And also I do try to be opening and closing just to make sure that it's easy for the girls to open it. They are going to be having pasta and chicken. I made this chicken for my Lord for his lunch. Yeah, he called it breakfast, so we're gonna be calling it breakfast. So I made it for his breakfast, and yeah, so I took some that were left. I use it for my kids for school lunchbox. The girls love this chicken as well, so yeah, sometimes I always just make it for them, even if I wasn't making for my husband. Now it is time for me to make the snack, to put the snack together. I'm using this moon bento. I will also put it on the description below. I got it from Amazon. It's a great lunchbox. Why? Because it is strong. Sometimes the kids, they drop their lunch bag on the floor, so when you have a very good strong lunchbox, it does not break. So this is just one of them, and I love it. It's just that it's not great for hot food. It's just good for only cold food. So that is why I'm using it as a snack most of the time. So the girls, they do love this melon. This is close to a honeydew melon, but sometimes it's just a different melon. It's just similar to the honeydew melon. I don't know what it's called, so you're gonna forgive me for that. And I do put some grapes as well. Now Adora prefer the green grapes, while Chichi prefer these red grapes. They are absolutely delicious, the grapes. Me, I love both of them, so I really don't know why the girls like to separate them. But anyway, if I have, I do put for them. But yeah, so which that's what I did on this day. And then I also put this small compartment. One of them is okay with this snack, and Chi said instead for a snack she wanted these choco hoops, and that's what she's gonna snack on. I'm sure you have seen this cupcake as well. We use it all the time on the school lunch boxes because they love it. Sometimes I make them from home, sometimes I buy some from down stores. So here is their lunchbox ready now. You remember these stickers? I bought them from Temu. I will also put them on the description below, so they help me to know which one is which when the lunch boxes are the same colors. Most of the time I try to buy lunch boxes that are different colors. Unless they are not available, it just makes it easy for me. And when they are the same colors, I try to just take these stickers and put the name. They are brilliant because they don't just move easily. I still wash and they are still there. Amazing. Anyway, we did get into the day 2 of the school lunchbox, but we start off with the breakfast. Now on the next videos, I will skip the breakfast because it became boring. It became the same. So they did just ask for these choco hoops. So these choco hoops, I just warm the milk and keep it on the table for them. I don't put it into the bowl until they are ready. So that means they are still in the room, they are still getting ready, and while they are getting ready, I just go ahead and keep everything on the table without pouring the milk into the cereal, because if you do that, then the cereal will become too soft and they would not want that. Well, my kids, they don't. And while I was now just waiting for them, I decided to just have make myself a coffee. At the time, I was still okay with drinking coffee. It's not like now. And yeah, I'm not drinking coffee now, so I gave it up for some time. We are at that time where we just don't want any caffeine. Anyway, this was my coffee, and I just make a cup of coffee, and I do add milk on the coffee, and I prefer it to be kind of like not too strong. And that's my coffee. I would sit down and have a coffee while I am waiting for the girls. And now we are just go ahead and cut the fruits. While chopping the fruits, I realized that these apples were a little bit soft, and the girls, they really don't like when the apples are too soft. But anyway, I still have to put fruits for the girls because the school does require the food to have either fruits or vegetables, and which I do think that's a good idea because that's just to make sure that children are eating healthy as well. So that's what I do. I always just make sure that I put fruits because my kids, the only vegetable they like is spinach. I know it's strange, right? But that's the only the vegetable they like. So it's always most of the time it's usually the fruits you see me putting, but maybe we will be trying some few veggies sometimes. I don't know, we will see. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just put these fruits together, which that's the only fruit we are having today is the apple. As soon as I finish cutting the apple, I put it aside and just clean up the place to make sure my space is clean. As when you are just dealing with the kids, when you're dealing with the kids, you want to make sure that your space is clean at all time. So anyway, I just went ahead and put the fruits into this snack box here, and just as equal as I can. I know sometimes it is what it is, but yes, with the kids, you just want to try to make sure that everything is equal to avoid confusion. Anyway, that is the apples now done, and I'm gonna move to the next compartment, which what I did on this next compartment here, I did put some cupcake. I'm sure you have seen this cupcake before. I told you, I think I will do a snack for the kids on another video where I'll do different snacks. I'll show you how I do the cupcakes and other snacks as well. So I did put the cupcake, and also I boiled one egg and cut it in half, and they can also have the half egg. I know one of the girls do not like the yellow part of the egg, so they can just leave it inside the lunchbox. Sometimes if I have time, I would remove the yellow part for Adora because she's the one that don't like the yellow part. So that is the snack box done for this lunch. And then I close it. You remember I did put the stickers yesterday. So now that the lunch boxes are done, I then put the cutleries as well. That is the snack box also done. Now the thermos that I did put water on earlier, it's time for me to bring it back so that I can be able to put some food on it. So I emptied the water and then went ahead and add my spaghetti. I did cook some spaghetti for them this morning, and also I added some of the chicken that was left from yesterday. So what I did, I just put it in the fridge, and then when I wake up in the morning, I chop it into small pieces and boil some spaghetti. They love their spaghetti to be plain, so there was nothing wrong in adding that chicken into it just to add a little bit of flavor. It was absolutely delicious because that chicken had some spices and it was really delicious. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just put all the spaghetti into their thermos. I think on this day I cooked the spaghetti that was exactly the size for the girls. I didn't cook so much, so you can see. So because I cooked it this morning, I am not a spaghetti fan. I don't remember when I have to eat spaghetti, but I do cook it for my family. And yes, my Lord does eat it, but I just don't like spaghetti. But anyway, let's move on to the day 3. Day 3, now we are getting into the cold food because it's getting to the days where you're kind of struggling to get up and you just want to make something that is very quick and easy. So this is one of them, is these buns that I get it from my local supermarket. I always forget to show you the packet of what I'm using. I think if I'm watching these type of videos, most of what I like to see is also what the person is using. You know, I know you may not have exactly the same in your store, but you will have something similar. But anyway, they are sweet buns, and Adora prefer her own with a little bit of butter, not too much. So I just added some butter for Adora on this bun here. Again, I said it's a sweet bun. It's eatable on its own. You don't have to put anything on it. But of course, for the girls, we are just going to do extra, and we will put the chicken hot dog. So I cut it in half, and then I will add it into the bun. And Chichi prefer just the chicken hot dog inside, nothing else. She don't want you to put butter or any sauce in it. If you do, you're probably gonna be the one to eat it. Anyway, so I went ahead and cut this melon again. So what I do, sometimes I would peel the melon before I go to bed, so it will be easy for me to just chop it in the morning. So it depends on the fruit that I'm using. If it's something that I know it might make a mess because I have a small kitchen, so I would just make sure that I peel and wash the fruits a day before. That just makes things easy. I'll still rinse them in the morning, but you don't want to be too much washing. Now you remember I'm using this lunchbox that I got from Temu. Now, this one I got it recently. I was just trying to buy some cheap lunch boxes that I can use when I'm in a rush, that is not Omie, and it's just a quick, easy to go, So I do put this paper before putting the chicken hot dog, just so that is you don't have to. You can put also the tin foil, you can put whatever you like. It depends. Just go with whatever that is working for you. So I did put for, I think this is Adora or is who, I don't remember. So I did put the melon and added some grapes a little bit, and then I put the cupcake. Then I went on to the next lunch. I think this one, it is Chichi now. So she don't really like this melon so much. So I add just a little bit of it, and then I put some of these grapes. So it was the red grapes, that was all we had, but they are delicious. Now, when I separate the grapes, it does not mean they don't eat the other colors of grapes. They eat all of them, but they just prefer, Adora prefer the green and Chichi prefer the red. So if we have, I just put for them. Okay, but when we don't have, they eat whatever grapes that we have. Now I took these little bottles that I got. I think they are from Amazon. I will put them on the description below. I usually use them for the juices. When I'm making juices with fruits, I will just put it on these bottles and put it in the fridge. Now this is their lunch ready for today. We are going to move on to day 4. And day 4, again, remember that because we had a packet of these chicken hot dogs, I have to use them. Otherwise, there's nobody else that eat them, because I do not eat chicken hot dogs. Well, I don't eat hot dog at all. I just don't like. So anyway, we go ahead and start off by making for Adora. So she don't like, on the bread, she don't like the ends part of the chicken hot dog. So I will chop them off. It just saves the time of her trying to cut it off when she's in school. So I will just remove it, and also the bread, I will cut off the top part just to make it easy for her to bite. Okay, so she preferred to have a butter on her bread, as we all know, I think at this point. Okay, so that she likes to have butter on her bread. And this is a very, this, I think I was done doing this within 10 minutes. Okay, so I went ahead for Chichi and also cut the same. She don't like the ends of the chicken hot dogs, and she don't like the black part of the bread. The bread was really nice and fresh, so it was really turning for me easily. It's like that when the bread is fresh, it's always nice. Anyway, let's move on to the next part. So now I will get rid of that. Like I said, I do not eat chicken hot dogs, so obviously that, unfortunately, it would go to the bin. It's not mommy who's eating it this time. Anyway, I'm gonna pack into their school lunchbox right now. The grapes are ready, and these are the same lunchbox that I got from Timu, and they will be on the description down below. If you are interested, go ahead and get yourself one. So I'm gonna start off by putting the grapes. Now you might see this as if it's really forwarded, but it's not very forwarded. It's just because also when I'm making these school lunches, I move fast as well. So anyway, we have now these grapes. So I put the grapes in this compartment and put the cupcake in the other compartment, which they fit in perfectly, and 2 slices of this chicken hot dog as well. 2 of them fit in perfectly on this lunchbox. I thought this lunchbox was gonna be small, but let me tell you, it is perfect, and the girls love it as well because it's very easy for them. Now that is their school lunchbox done for today. I did also get these from Amazon, so sometimes I would put for them a kitchen towel just in case they need, and maybe they make a mess with anything. they will be able to just clean off with that. It's either they come back with it or they throw in the bin. I really don't mind. We are now gonna pack the school lunches into the lunch bag. I also put it the apple juice for them. You can see as we had the lunch bag right now, as I couldn't find the old ones that we had. I was looking for. I do not know where I put them at the end of last year. I wanted to use them, but I couldn't find them. So we decided to buy new ones. They are very same as the one we had last year. So I usually use the same lunch bag all through the year, but maybe not this time. That is this lunchbox done. We are moving on to day 5. Now on day 5, I've went ahead and boiled some water and I'm putting it on the thermos. On this thermos, I will close it and put it aside for about 5 to 15 minutes. And while you are waiting for that, we go ahead and pack the snack box. These are their favorite snack boxes. They had this when they were young. I think it was one of their first lunch boxes. I used to use it as a lunchbox because the bread can fit in that big compartment, so it's perfect. But anyway, right now we use it for a snack. So I went ahead and cut the apples out of camera because you've seen me doing that so many times. So now I chop the apples slices and put it into their snack box. A lot of it they love. You know what, apples, they are always every day for me because they are easy and they love them, and it's always easy to get nice and fresh apples on my local supermarket, so it's easier for me. So yesterday I was out to the appointment with the hospital. I went for my appointment and then I decided to buy them this ring donut, and I cut it in half and put it for them so as something sweet. So that is a little bit of a break from the cupcake, right? So anyway, I cut it. Fridays usually it's a sweet, what do they call it? They call it a sweet treat. So anyway, I cut it in half and put it in this compartment, fitted perfectly. I took one packet of crepes. That was all we had, so I just had to share it between the two of them. And that was the snack box done for the girls, and it was absolutely an amazing one. Like, I had to just make up something because we just didn't have anything. It was the end of the week. Hello. Anyway, I just closed that and that was done. And I went ahead and put the kitchen towel again, just to make sure that if they make a mess, they are able to clean themselves with the kitchen towel. What do you call these? Napkins. Yes. And then so I'm now gonna put, what am I gonna put next? Sometimes I go ahead and take a long time. I don't know why this is repeating itself. So I did make a carrot and orange juice for them. So it's just taking the carrot and blend it, and then you squeeze the juice, and then you do the same with the orange. These are just small containers just to make sure they have a nice fresh juice, since I didn't have the other one. Okay, so you can always make these things at home as well. It's not always the ones, you don't have to use the ones from the shop. Anyway, I also put the cutleries and put that aside. That is done. Now the water has heated the thermos. It is ready. So I just get rid of the water and get the thermos dry, and that is it. And now it is time for me to put some hot food. So on this one, I did wake up on time and boil these potatoes because I really didn't know what to put on this day. Usually on Fridays, just like, I don't know. Sometimes I would walk around the kitchen trying to think, what should I put for them? But anyway, I was able to boil some, I think it was 2 potatoes, and then I just boiled them and put them in the thermos. So boiling the potatoes, it just depends on how your kids like them. My kids, or they always prefer things to be plain. So I just added water, clean them, and then I added a drop of oil and a little bit of spice to give the potatoes a little bit of a taste. And then we had a stew yesterday. My kids don't like meat that much, so if we had stew and there's no meat in it, it's good for my kids. So I did put the stew for them, and there was meat, but they just didn't want it. So I just put the stew for them to eat with the potato, and it was good to go. And that is their hot lunch for today. So I will close it before it get cold. And now, so what do you think of the my 1 week of realistic lunch boxes? And that is just what the girls would have on their normal day. So this was not done just for the video. So anyway, I just recorded it to tell me what did you think at the end of the video. So comment below what you think. Which one of the lunchbox would you try? Would you try 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? So thank you so much for watching. Now I'm just packing everything into the lunch bag. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.